Hello everyone, my name is Katharina and I am about to work for the Technical University of Delft. There we'll be working on the Energy Transition Lab and I will be part of the Technology Management and Policy Research Group. This little video is an introduction so that you know who I am, what my background is and what my future research at the Technical University of Delft will be. So maybe to introduce myself first, I am right now not in the Netherlands but in Austria, and it is actually December. This is why we can see this nice Christmas decoration here. Maybe that's the least I can do because there's no snow right now. It would be nice to show you the snowy landscape that was there in my childhood usually. But in the last years there has not been snow in the region that I am living in right now, which is a pity. So we can see climate change, of course, in summer and in winter. That would actually already bring me to my future research, but I will first talk about the past. So I started studying in Vienna at the University of Vienna. And I got my master in the subject of international development. And it was a pretty interdisciplinary master. That means that I had also the pleasure to take courses at different institutes and universities in Vienna. So, for example, I did courses in anthropology, social ecology, but also in agriculture. Actually, I started studying international development because I had the urge to find out what's wrong with this world. I saw all the suffering and all the problems that we had and that we are still having, and I wanted to find out why we do have these problems and where do they come from and why are they still here. And actually, I'm still working on the same kind of problems. It's a very complex situation that we are in. The sustainability in general is very complex. But I started not so much from the environmental perspective, but from the social perspective. And through the course of my studies, my interest shifted a little bit because I much more found out about the role of the developed, under parentheses, of the developed world. And when you're familiar with the development debate, we had the Millennium Development Goals, and there we're shifted towards, so to say, the Sustainable Development Goals, and that already kind of also shows this shift that there was this or is this understanding that sustainability or kind of a development path is not only restricted to developing countries, but that we, as I am part of the developed world, that we also still have to develop, and that sustainability, certain improvements are important for all nations all around the world. And finding all of these things out, I started to more look at developed countries and the problems that there are there regarding sustainability. So there was one thing around my background, but another one is maybe more methodologically. So I was also introduced to systems thinking, and it immediately clicked. So this is a way of thinking that I really like, because it allows or it supports to look at a problem in its complexity. So you're defining a system, so to say, and you try to find out what are the cause and effects, relationships, and what is the underlying cause for a certain problem that you're looking at. And also it allows you to identify what are potential points and where you can change the system to potentially kind of solve the problem at hand. So there's another background information maybe about my research so far. Agriculture was also kind of from the beginning already, I would say, an important part. So energy, the thing that I'm going to look at more in the future, was in my past not so much a topic, but there are many similarities, I would say, and I'm also hugely interested in that theme as well, as it is kind of also I like to look back in the history of humankind, and their energy, of course, played a major role. And it will be playing a major role also for the transition, for sustainability. While I was doing my master, I really got in love with research in general, so I decided to do a PhD. And for that, I moved to Belgium. And there I did my PhD at Hasselt University. I was part there of the environmental economics research group. And I was also working for a Horizon 2020 project. And what I liked there was also, again, this interdisciplinary character, being part of the group at the university, but also part of this larger European project. And as well as the international character. So there were people from a lot of different countries within Europe, but also outside of Europe. And I really liked to interact with people from different cultures. It was very nice. But apart from that, my research was about, or my PhD was about market power and sustainability. It would be, I think, too much to talk about that now. Just the only thing I maybe want to say is that there's not enough research about that topic out there, and what I did was just to start it off. So that brings me, I would say, to the future and the future project at the Technical University of Delft and the Energy Transition Lab. I'm really excited about this future challenge of the next 2 years. And that is for a couple of reasons. So of course I cannot say exactly what we're going to do because the future is unsure, right? When we look at the current situation, we really see how insecure every day is, kind of. But so the main themes, the main topics I will be looking at is human behavior. So I want to understand human behavior and the role of human behavior for the transition to a more sustainable state. And so one part is the human behavior, the other one is transition theory. So how do we get from the state that we are in right now to a more sustainable one? And there I will be particularly looking at the energy sector, as I said already. So that's very exciting already on its own. But what comes additionally to that is that we're going to use modern technology to facilitate this research. And that is for me like particularly exciting because I haven't been doing that until now, and things that we have been internally already talking about are very, very, very exciting. So I'm really very much looking forward to perform research within this group at this university. I'm looking forward to move to the Netherlands. I hope that will be possible soon, and that my start there will be nice. I'm looking forward to challenging but very interesting and exciting 2 years ahead. I focused much more on our own tasks. Okay, she wants to go.